Welcome back to today's video, guys. I have a really weird mod, but this mod will make sense with the CD009 manual swap. Today we're going to be swapping in this diff from a GS400. This has a 3.27 gear ratio, while mine has a 4.27 gear ratio. I'm going to get started and put the car up and then take the diff out, swap everything, and I'll get to explaining later. So this is the GS400 diff, and this is the flange on the bottom. As you can tell, if you line up the bottom one, these other two don't line up as well. Yeah, and plus, you need to swap out these flanges. This one doesn't fit the SC300, and in order to take off this, you need a 35mm deep socket in order to take off that axle nut. This is from the GS400, which is the bigger diff stub. This one's from my SE, so if you put it on, it doesn't line up whatsoever. It's like off, and this is centered. So we gotta swap that as well. So this one fits fine, which is for the SC, so you gotta switch flanges. So the other one is too big. It's about like a couple millimeters off, about 10. Yeah, wrong. Doesn't fit. You can tell. So put this one on. Để con mở lên cho bạn này. Đó, vào chơi đi. Đó, chơi xuống đi. Okay, it's filled up with gear oil, and I'm gonna attempt to get this back in by myself. It should be easy. The only part that's gonna be hard is this drive shaft to diff. So we're gonna try to get that done. Okay, I just had my lunch break. Make sure to take breaks when you're working on cars, or else you're gonna be super tired afterwards and you're gonna regret not taking any breaks at all. So yeah, I'm about to just throw on the exhaust and clean everything up and then take it for a test drive. And after that, I'll try to explain to you guys why I did the 3.26 gear ratio mod and why it's important, pros and cons, all that. But let me put all this stuff back together and then I'll clean up. We're gonna do a test drive because it'd be a real shame if something went wrong when I have to go back to school. So let's see. Expand. As you can tell, at 60 miles per hour, I hover around 2400 RPMs. So I'm at 60 now with the 3.27 ratio, and I'm hovering at 1900 RPMs. With the new longer ratio at 80 miles per hour, it's the same thing as driving 60 miles per hour with the old short ratio. Just to show it as an example for you guys. So I'm back from the test drive and everything checked out. There was no clicking, no weird noises that I heard. Everything sounded the same.
There were a couple of differences that I did notice right away when I was starting to drive it, which were the really slow acceleration and the later shifts. Of course, that's because of the longer gear ratio in the rear end, which causes the RPMs to climb up really slow. Here are some numbers on the board to help you guys understand why I did this mod and help you guys follow along. So this is my current transmission, and this is the diff ratio I had. At the end of the year, I'll be running the C999 manual transmission with these ratios with this new diff I just put in. As you can see with first gear, the difference is pretty significant, which will make first gear unusable. So that's why this new gear ratio will help with first gear. In city roads, first gear will be almost unusable just because of how fast the RPMs will climb with the 427, which is why I decided to go with the 326. On the freeway, if I kept the 427 with the C999, then the RPMs wouldn't be that great, but mostly this is for first gear, which will help with city driving. Plus, with the 326, it'll help with freeway driving because the RPMs will be much lower. Okay, so some quick pros to the 326 gear ratio from the GS400 is that it gives you more top end speed, which gives you better gas mileage on the freeway. A con to the 326 is that you lose acceleration and torque. This is a good mod for me because I travel a lot on the freeway, so it'll give me better gas mileage on the freeway because I'm traveling at lower RPMs, like I said. Okay, so quick recap. This with this, same gas mileage, whatever the heck. This with this, better gas mileage on the freeway. On city roads, it's gonna be really negligible. C999 with the 427 makes first gear unusable, and the gas mileage for the freeway is the same because it's not really that much of a difference. The new 326 diff will make all these gears usable and generate good gas mileage on the freeway because it lowers your RPM at 60 miles and etc. So a quick recap of what you need to change out when you do the 326 diff gear ratio mod is that you need to change out the diff flange. The greeble are different sizes. The one on the SC300 is smaller, but the one on the GS400 is much larger. Same thing with your diff stubs. The diff stubs are different sizes. The one on the GS400 is much bigger and uses different bolts. The one on the SC300 has smaller bolts and a smaller diff stub. And in order to take these off, you take two pry bars and you pull and push on different ends. So you stick it in here and one arm is pulling and the other arm is pushing. And you see it come out a little bit, spin it a little bit, and then do it again until it comes out. You can do this with one person. I had my grandpa help me because he just decided to help me, which I don't mind. But yeah, that's how you take apart these diff stubs. So that's pretty much it. I really just made the car slower, but who cares?
So here's a friendly reminder to change your brake fluid because obviously mine's gross, so I gotta change that out. And plus, I can never stay committed to a ride height, so I'm lowering it a little bit more in the back so that it's more even in the front and back. So yeah, I'm gonna do that as well. What if I lowered it on stocks? You think it'll look cool?
Let me lower it real quick. That is so sunken. Babe, come look at this.
That is so sunken. That looks sick though, not gonna lie. If I had like a spacer, 1.5 inch spacer, that looks funny. Look at this one compared to like this side. That looks funny.
Okay, so at night, I really can't see at all. The visibility on those headlight bulbs are really bad. So I ordered these on Amazon, and I'm gonna install them with my girlfriend now. In case you're wondering what the headlight bulb size is, it's a 9006. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I'm gonna do a quick install real quick with her. So here are what the new bulbs look like for the headlights. It's honestly much better to drive at night and it's not scary. I'm able to see far ahead of me so I don't have to dodge any potholes. And plus, I tried to match the camera settings as close as I could to what it looks like in person. So I'll put a link in the description for you guys to cop some if you guys are interested. So, and yeah. And that'll be it for today's video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time.